Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to the 3 a.m. Knitter podcast. My name is Anne, and I am the 3 a.m. Knitter. If you are new here, a very warm welcome to you. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you so much. So if you're coming back, you may notice that, my background is a little bit different today. I am house sitting and dog sitting for a friend of mine over the New Year holiday, and I am still here until Sunday, so hence the different background. So we might get a visit from my friend Penny, who is a beautiful Bernese mountain dog who thinks that she is a lap dog while I'm knitting and crocheting and things like that. However, we'll see if she makes an appearance. So, Happy New Year. I hope that your holidays, if you are somebody who celebrates the holidays, I hope that it was a beautiful time for you and that you got lots of crafting done and perhaps some nice rest. I know I did. So, I got into that space where I didn't even know what day it was. And there were many days where I didn't even get out of my pajamas. So I call that a win. Anyhow, things that have changed. So what I'm going to try to do with the podcast is record more often. So I'm going to attempt for the first part of the year to record every week, but the episodes are going to be shorter. So usually one of my episodes is anywhere from 45 minutes to 60 minutes or more. I think instead what I'll do is record maybe half an hour-ish. We'll see how that goes anyway. Just think that it'll be easier on my time. And I just want to chat with you some more. So there it is. All right, let's jump right in. So I am not wearing any knitwear today because I worked out this morning, quickly had a shower, and just grabbed whatever clothes were available. I do have, however, upstairs in my suitcase, my Korean poncho by Amy Pelko. I've showed you that before. I'll link to my project page on Ravelry down below in the show notes so you can see it if you're interested in seeing it. But it's a great pattern if you're looking for a really simple and cozy, warm layering piece. I love it because it's not gigantic. I knit it out of DK. If I remember correctly, I knit it out of Frankie Gray Fibers, DK, and some fingering weight, orangey kind of marled yarn that I held doubled and I made stripes out of it. But anyway, you'll see the pictures. So let's dive right into works in progress. So you may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, that I did do a Christmas Eve cast on. And I had talked to you guys about the Christmas Eve cast on before the Christmas break, because I was trying to decide what pattern I wanted to knit or wanted to cast on. There was, I think it was three sweaters that I was kind of waffling between. And the overwhelming majority of you suggested that I knit the antique filigree sweater, which is beautiful. And I was, truth be told, leaning towards that one anyway. I didn't cast that on. So I changed my mind because I'm already working on a sweater. So I changed my mind, and my friend Ellen, who is a member of the circle, my membership, she had gifted me a Laura Nelkin kit, and it is for Laura Nelkin's design called Afresh. So it is a shawl. So there is, I'm going to try and keep the glare off here. I'm sitting in front of a window. So there is the shawl there. What I am realizing right now, as will be evidenced by a couple of the patterns that I show you today, I am quite intrigued by asymmetrical design right now. So I think that's where I'm going to be leaning towards in my knitting and crocheting and what have you. So you can see that there's a tail there that you can, that you can weave through the open work. And it is, albeit this not quite a symmetrical shape, it's a shawl shape. The way that you wear it, or the way that you wear it, is quite unique. So I did cast this on, as I say. I didn't get very far, but so right now I'm working on the piece that's going to weave through the open holes in the actual body of the shawl. There you go there. So this, I'm going to tell you about this yarn in a sec. So I'm not sure if you can see it. I mean, this is kind of like a silver gray. And every once in a while, I don't know if the camera will pick this up. Every once in a while, there's just like little hints of indigo or purple. I've seen a wee bit of green. It's just ever so slight, but the predominant color that is kind of popping through is that kind of indigo purpley color. Now, the kit did come with these beads to be knit into the shawl. I'm not a bead person, so I've opted not to include the beads in the knitting, which doesn't affect the shawl at all, of course. And I'm housing this in one of my original Be By Design bags. This is one of the very first ones I bought from Bridget. Isn't that pretty? So a little bit about this pattern and this kit. It is a paid for pattern, $8 US, $12.04 Canadian. It was part of a club, 2019-2020. US 5 or 3.75 millimeter needles, 975 yards, 892 meters. The size of the shawl is going to be approximately 90 inches by 30 inches, or 228 centimeters by 76 centimeters. Right, the shawl starts with a long tab, which is what I showed you. It then starts to grow into a boomerang shape. 1 row buttonholes are worked throughout the body to create depth on a garter stitch ground. Finally, a beaded chevron, which I'm not doing the beads, beaded chevron border is worked, and the tab can then be used to weave in and out of the holes to help keep your shawl in place. So the yarn that I was just showing you is Julie Asselin Nurtured Fine. It's 100% fine wool, Rambouillet, Targhee, and Merino. Ooh, it's really, really nice. And there's a little bit of a bite to it right now as I'm knitting it, but you can I can feel that as soon as I block this, it's going to be divine. So I am looking forward to carrying on and getting this shawl knit up for me. I really love this picture and the way that she has styled it here. Oh, love it. So that's work in progress number 1, which I'm keeping right by my chair because I'll show you in a minute. I'm working on this sweater and there's cables in it and I need a break from it every once in a while. Okay. Work in progress number 2 is a test knit that I'm doing, and I am allowed to show it. So this is called the Polina Vest, and it is by Teti Lutsak. I hope I said that right. Oh, such a terrible pronouncer. All right, so bear with me just one sec. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, here we go. I brought it up on Ravelry or on Instagram. So there is from her Instagram feed. Sorry for the glare. It's finally a beautiful day, of course, right as I go to record. So you can see it's a color work. So this vest is knit from the bottom up. I'm using stash that I had, Cascade 220 Superwash, and a variety of other yarns. So this is knit from the bottom up, partially in the round and then flats. There's a couple of chart options. So I'll just show you the schematic. So that gives you an idea. And I'll do my best to show you here. Oh. So I'm almost finished the color work, and then it's just a fast shot up the rest of the body because it's a vest, you know, there'll be no sleeve island. So the main color, Cascade 220 in Cascade 220 Superwash in Doe Skin Heather colorway. Deep stash for me. This dark brown is Estelle worsted, and this orange is Diamond Luxury Pure Wool Superwash. So I played around with gauge. I was pretty darn close to gauge. There's the colors. I didn't have enough of the brown to do the entire, or enough of the orange to do the entire flower in one color. Hence the reason that I just did the bottom part in the dark brown and the flower part in the orange. So I'm using the two-handed fair oil technique to knit this. I'm carrying my floats no more than 5 stitches. So there's lots and lots of floats, but I think it's a pretty neat knit. It's going to be fine. So I'm endeavoring to get this done in the next week or so because it is a test knit. And there is a deadline. So that will be my priority this weekend. And I will let you know about that on the next podcast, or at least I'll show you the finish. Oh, there's Penny. Sorry. How dare somebody walk by the house, you know. Anyway, so that's work in progress number 2. And then work in progress number 3 is sorry for the barking in the background. Penny, come here, Penny. Penny, come here. Work in progress number 3 is my LowTide sweater. So I did get some significant knitting done on this over the last week or 2. So I've got the body completed. Oh, sorry for the barking. Penny, come here, baby. So the body, as you can see, is completed. It's the same on the back. And I have picked up for the sleeves. Now, the reason that I put this down is there is pattern work, cable work on the sleeve. And generally, I would knit my sleeve magic loop just because that is usually my preferred method. But I'm struggling. Oh, that's why she's barking. There's somebody walking by with a dog. Anyway, because this pattern work is right in the middle, right, of the sleeve, I'm worried that by doing magic loop, it's going to bugger up my tension. So that being said, and believe it or not, so this is being knit on 3.5. I think so, yeah. I don't have any 3.5 DPNs. So have every other size of DPN except for 3.5, which indicates to me I probably do have 3.5s. I just can't find them. Anyhow, so I have ordered a super short cable, Chaigu cable, which should arrive next week, and then I can whip through the sleeves. So super duper pleased about this. Oh, it's so beautiful. So just a, hi Penny. Hi, you want to come and say hello? Hello. And she is enamored with this yarn for some reason. So just a quick recap on this pattern. So it is the LowTide pattern by Rachel Ilsley. It is a paid for pattern. 6 British pounds or $11.32 Canadian. Fingering weight, I am using the Happy Go Knitty Ahuru 4, which is the Possum Merino yarn that I was very generously gifted by Happy Go Knitty. And once complete, my sweater will look something like this. Ah, I'm in love with this sweater so much. I can't wait for it to be finished. I was disappointed because I was struggling with the sleeve, and I thought, okay, just stop knitting. You're not enjoying this, and I don't want to end this knitting project on a sour note. So, so there we go. So that is work in progress number 3. So I don't actually have any finished objects to show you because I've kind of been bopping all over the place, which is pretty usual for me around Christmas time because I do a Christmas Eve cast on. I stopped myself from doing a New Year's Eve cast on, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But yeah, there it is. So that's what I've been working on over the last few weeks. Loving each of the projects. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is what else has been kind of keeping up my time. So I talked to you a little while ago about my reinvigorated passion for cross stitch. I've been bitten by the cross stitch bug again. I cross stitched many moons ago and thoroughly enjoyed it, and it is kind of picking up my interest one more time. So I started by doing that stitch along that I talked about on the last episode, and I have made some good progress on that. If I can just find the picture, I will show you. The Peppermint Purple, there we go. And here is the picture here. So I have, I've got about halfway, I don't have the project with me, but I've got half of the border done. So you can see, so the bottom part is going to be a mirror image of this. So you can see it's really quite pretty, the outside border. And then each one of those boxes, each week, there will be a filler. So the first one has been released already, but of course, because I don't have this project with me, I have not stitched it. But that's a navy blue color, if you can't quite see that. It's DMC 820 for anybody who's interested. So each week, I will be filling in one of those little boxes, and by the end of the year, I'll have a finished project ready for framing. Now, I really like this border, and I'm thinking that it would be really neat to do the border again in other colors and do the fillers, because I'm going to do this monochrome. So this is all going to be this color, 820, the dark navy. The whole project will be that. I think it would be really neat to do it again in different colors. We'll see if I have the same opinion at the end of the year. I don't know, maybe I will. So that's cross stitch project number 1. And I'll update you from time to time when I've got some more work done on it. So you can see my progress and see what it looks like. So I'm looking very much forward to working on that. And it's one of those projects that because each one of the little boxes is is a project for 1 week, it's a really doable project. It's like kind of like a temperature blanket or something like that, where you only have to do a wee little bit. And then, you know, it progressively moves on to a finished project. But all right. And then the other thing that I am doing in the cross-stitching realm is, those of you who are in the know, Heaven and Earth Designs is one of my favorite cross-stitch pattern companies, online companies. And every year they have a stitch along. And you have to join it by a certain date. And then once you're in, you know, they release so many pages each quarter or something, and you stitch along. And then basically what they've done is there was 12 patterns to choose from or something, 12 patterns, 10 or 12 patterns to choose from. You selected the one that you want, and then in the end, if you reach the milestones that are set up in the stitch along, at the end of the year, you get all the patterns. Now, some of them I will never stitch, but you know, it was fun, and really it's a cheap way to keep myself occupied. So the pattern that I chose was Vincent van Gogh's Roses. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very well. So it is just a replica of exactly that, the Vincent van Gogh painting. Oh, geez Louise. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, iPad. God, I'm having issues with my technology. Yeah, it doesn't want to. It's being a big old bee. All right. Whoops, there we go, SAL. And files and roses. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. So that is the cross stitch right there. This is 329 stitches wide by 260 stitches high. 89 colors of floss. Vincent van Gogh, as I said. I am stitching this on 20 count Aida, and where is my, yeah. So just to give you an idea of the palette, so these were the colors I didn't already have. These just got shipped to me on Monday, which was great, because they were stuck in the Canada Post strike. So, because I had ordered all of this back in November. So that gives you an idea of the palette, right? Gorgeous. Obviously, I don't have those put onto bobbins yet, but so I started this on, I don't even know what day it is. Is it Friday? I started this on Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, so I've gotten this far. So there's actually, there's actually 3 colors that I'm working on the 3rd color. This is 1 page. So you can see down here. So once I get all of this stitched, that's 1 page. Yeah. And I'm very, you know, very technical. I'm using a hair clip to hold the extra fabric, right? So, yeah. You use what you can. My little needle minder here. I like that one. Anyway, so this is 20 count. So far I've been okay with the stitching as long as I have a really bright light on it. It's a very enjoyable stitch so far. What else can I tell you about this? Yeah, we'll see how I go. I'll keep you, just like with the other one, I'll keep you updated from time to time as to my progress on that. It will be something that, you know, I would love to put I'd love to work on it every day, but the reality is that I certainly won't. But just to give you an indication of how this works. Okay, so let me just show this to you again here. Whoops. So there you go. You can see that. Let me go to the info page of my pattern keeper here. So this is 2,157 stitches, 2,157 stitches, 7.15% complete, and that's taken me 20 hours. Yeah. So I use this program called Markup, which is for iPad. Excuse me. Similar to, you might be familiar with Pattern Keeper, which a lot of people who do cross stitch, they use Pattern Keeper, but that's for Android, and I'm an Apple girl, so there it is. Anyway, so I am working on that, thoroughly enjoying it, and look forward to getting that one finished up. Okay, so I think for today, that's going to be it. I'm going to do a Knitter's Oracle for you, pick a card, and then we'll close out with just a couple of announcements. So I don't have my deck with me today, so I've got the guidebook, so I'm just going to not look and stop on whatever one comes up. So today, what came up is the finished object. So let's see what the finished object says. Sweet, sweet success. The finished object is the manifestation of your dreams and goals and the culmination of everything you've been working towards. Indeed. This card comes with a feeling of exhilaration, clarity, hope, promise, optimism, even fame and recognition. Ooh. If you see this card, it is likely guiding you in the direction of progress and success. Well, isn't that just the truth for us knitters, crocheters, cross stitchers, sewers, you name it, right? Yeah. Hope and promise that the project is going to turn out the way that we envision it in our mind when we started it. Recognition. Who doesn't love the recognition of, oh, that is such a beautiful thing that you created? I mean, is that why we create? Perhaps not, but isn't it great when people notice the work that we put in, the time that we've spent, or they just appreciate the beauty of something homemade, right? So sweet, sweet success, the finished object. Tell me about your favorite finished object. Did you finish something over Christmas? Let me know about it. Awesome. All right, my friends. So going forward, I am going to endeavor to put up an episode every weekend. People who are the members of the circle will get to view the episode early. So if you are interested in becoming a member of the circle, please let me know. I would love to have you. So would the group. Coming up starting next month, God, I'm saying February already. Starting in February, I'm going to be interviewing or sharing with you makers from around Canada, each of the provinces and territories. I am going to be featuring a maker or featuring an indie dyer or something along those lines to encourage you to source and revel in the amazing creators we have in our country. We have no reason to go outside of our country. We have the best makers and creators here. So I want to focus on our amazing Canadian makers. So if you are a Canadian maker or an indie dyer or a jewelry maker or a bag maker or you name it, anything that has to do with creating, and you would like to be featured on the podcast, drop me a little line and I would be happy to chat with you because we want to see your stuff. All right. So That's it for today. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope that you are creating something wonderful. And please go ahead and share it with me. Love to see it. Take good care for now. Keep knitting. Talk to you soon.